All right, so we're going to talk about expectations of moving from school to work. So making the transition from school to work can be difficult. While you may be thrilled to have a job, working for a paycheck brings with it a number of duties and responsibilities you may not have considered. Transitioning from school to work. School's a forgiving environment. You get to do procedures over and over again until you perfect them and you make mistakes and they are accepted and you get to correct them. You're given some leeway in juggling your personal life and schedules. When you graduate and obtain your license, all that changes. In the salon, you'll be expected to put the needs of the salon and its clients ahead of your own, and you must be on time, prepared to perform the scheduled services or required functions regardless of what is going on in your personal life. So find the right position out in the real world. Do not expect to get the highest paid position doing only what you like, doing only what you like best when you first graduate. In a job, you may be asked to work or perform services that are not your first choice. Your career revolves around serving clients. The majority of people you encounter will truly appreciate the work you do for them. They will look forward to seeing you and they will show their appreciation for your hard work with their loyalty. So points for client service, you have to put others first. Sometimes you must put the needs of the salon and your clients ahead of your own feelings or desires. You need to be true to your word, choose your words carefully, keep them honest, become known as someone who can be counted on. Be punctual. Scheduling is central to the salon business. Being punctual is respectful of your manager, your coworkers, and your clients. Because remember, your client has had to make time in their schedule in order to come and see you. And you don't want to put other stylists in an awkward position when you're not there to meet your client. Be a problem solver. Learn to recognize problems quickly and develop your critical thinking skills to be able to offer reasonable solutions. Be a lifelong learner. Thinking you know it all when you graduate cosmetology school is naive and extremely limiting. Learning can take your career in all kinds of new and exciting directions. So being a problem solver. If you have someone that walks in and they're there on the wrong day for their appointment, you need to handle it in such a way that you don't embarrass them. If you have the time, go ahead and take them. Um, if you do not, maybe you've got someone that is doing nail services who has time. And since they have taken the time to drive and show up on that day, offer them a nail service. See if they want a mani or a pedi, something to make them feel, that they didn't waste their time and to not be embarrassed. Strive to help. Pitch in, share your knowledge, remain positive. Be concerned with the success of your coworkers, stay late or come in early to help. Be willing to help with whatever needs to be done, whether it's folding towels or answering the phone and making appointments. A lot of salons may not have a receptionist to handle that for you. So if you're not busy, you're going to be expected to pitch in. If you have time to move a load of laundry, if you have time to fold towels, if you have time to straighten up the dispensary, those are all expectations. Remain positive, avoid temptations for negativity, and don't succumb to maliciousness and gossip. It only takes one bad apple to spoil a bunch. Become a relationship builder. This does not mean you have to be everyone's best friend. However, you can try to be friendly with everyone. Be willing to resolve conflicts. Conflicts and tension are bad for everyone, but it is a natural part of life. So we need to learn to resolve conflict and strive for win-win and what promotes a positive atmosphere in that salon, because when it's negative, it can be felt by all there who are working and the clients that come in. Be willing to be subordinate. No one starts at the top. When you start at the bottom of the totem pole, so to speak, you will be a subordinate to someone above you. Accept the position graciously. You got to do your time. You have to earn your place. Be sincere, be loyal. Don't bash your salon, don't bash the owners, don't bash hairstylists that you work with. Acknowledge that the more successful the entire salon is, the more successful you will be. So if they offer a job description, read it carefully, make sure you understand, ask necessary questions. Again, this may be more so in a corporate chain setting that they have a written job description, not to say that some independent or single owner salons could not have composed one. So compensation plans, this is really important to all of us. We all want to get paid. So we have salary, commission, salary plus commission, and tips may be factored into your total compensation package and reported as taxable income. So being paid hourly is usually the best way for a new professional to start out because new professionals rarely have established clientele. Flat rate means that you are paid the same rate regardless of the number of hours worked. And hourly, this means you will be paid a specific dollar amount for every hour you work. Commission is a payment structure. It's very different from an hourly wage because any money you are paid is a direct result of the total amount of the service dollars you generated for the salon. And depending on your skill range, it can, according to this text, range from 25 to 60%. Salary plus commission. This means you receive both a basic salary plus a commission of services and perhaps retail sales, and this is common for those making the transition from a junior stylist to a full-time stylist. For example, Ulta has a tier, so you start out at a point on the tier and then you can rise to higher tiers as you progress, which will earn you more of a percentage. It can be used to motivate stylists to perform more and increase ticket averages. So you may have employee evaluations, and I think typically this is more in your corporate chain shops. So they will do a formal evaluation, maybe an informal, if maybe there's something they just need to kind of coach you on. And you need to find a role model. Find someone that you want to aspire to, and that maybe is willing to be a mentor. Not everyone you encounter will be willing to take a new stylist under their wing because they are busy themselves. So not everyone has the temperament for that. Manage your money. Research and plan for things like medical insurance, retirement account, saving account, and so forth. Repayment of your debts in addition to making money. Responsible adults are also concerned with paying back their debts, such as car loans, home mortgages, and student loans. Failure to pay can result in legal action against you. And if you ever plan on opening a salon, you need a good credit rating. That's very important. You may want to research for medical insurance, retirement accounts, saving, and so forth. It's a small price to pay for a financially secure future. Even if you can only do $50 a month and maybe hopefully increase it as you move along in your career, start an IRA. Because before you know it, you may be 20 today, but before you know it, you'll be 50. And that money can sit there invested and earn interest and dividends, and you need to continually contribute, make it automatic, make it where it drafts out of your account so you don't have to think about it. But $50 to $100 a month, to start out as a 20-year-old is a good amount, because time moves faster than you think. So reporting your income, there are consequences for not reporting your income, including fines and potential jail time, decreasing your borrowing power as it is based on reported income, reducing your Social Security benefits for retirement, and lowering the Bureau of Labor's endorsement as a sustainable industry, leading to lower federal loans and grants available. If you ever plan to own a home, you have to produce tax returns. It is important that you file a tax return. It's important that you report income. And we all know in this industry, not everybody reports all their tips. But you may want to report some to help show your annual income that can help you qualify for car loans and home loans and that kind of thing. I have known of some stylists that just were cash under the table and wanted to buy a home and couldn't produce a tax return. So they couldn't buy a home. They weren't contributing to Social Security. So these are things to think about, as tempting as some of these other methods may be. Use a daily log and, write down the tips you make per day, because then you can see at the end of the year how much you have made. Add the total for the month and keep it on a single page. At the end of the year, you will be able to easily report your total cash income for your taxes. Ethical stylists make a commitment to report their income accurately at the end of the year. And again, that is a personal decision, but it can affect you in the ways that I described earlier. So here we have an example of a personal budget. Give yourself a raise. Once you've taken some time to create, use, and work with your personal budget, you may want to look at ways in which you can have more money left over after paying your bills. Spend less money. Although it may be difficult to reduce your spending, it is certainly one way to increase the amount of money that's left over at the end of the month. These dollars can be used to invest, save, or pay down debt. Work more hours if possible. When the salon's the busiest, when it's convenient for the clients, come early and stay late to accommodate clients' booking needs. Saturday is a peak day in most salons. It'll probably take some time before you are in a position to increase your service prices. For one thing, to do so, you need a loyal client base. Also, you must have fully mastered all the services that you are performing. But if you have a loyal client base and service mastery, there is nothing wrong with increasing your prices every year or two, as long as you do so by a reasonable amount. Do a little research to determine what your competitors are charging for similar services and increase your fees accordingly. Most salons will pay a commission on every product you recommend and sell to clients. If you sell more products, you make more money. Seek professional advice. Research and interview financial planners. Reduce credit card debt. Learn how to invest and consider retirement plan options. Be an informed consumer and don't just take one person's advice without thinking it through. Get additional opinions if necessary. How do your expenses compare to your income? What is the balance after all your expenses are paid? Were there any surprises that weren't for you in this exercise when you're keeping a budget? Do you think that keeping a budget is a good way to manage money? Do you know of any other methods people use to manage money? One thing, we all have our little habits and our little loves and hobbies, and I definitely love makeup and skincare. But as I've gotten older, I've realized I can only use so much at a time. And things do expire over time and can go bad. So I had to learn to govern myself and to just buy what I need and use it up before purchasing more. How many pair of jeans do you really need? How many white shirts do you really need? We definitely, particularly in the States, we have a lot of clothing. Back in history, people didn't have these vast amounts of clothing that we have, and there's a lot of talk of textiles winding up in landfills, and there's recycling efforts going on because in some clothes they're just kind of disposable. You might get 5 good wears out of them, and you wash them and it's peeled up or it's shrank or it's faded. So maybe investing in more timeless pieces that are well made can help reduce what you spend, and you can change your outfits with accessories and what have you. But I know when you're young, we want every new thing that comes along, and I definitely was the same way when I was younger myself. But now I want less. I don't want to have to choose from so much. Principles of selling. Know the benefits of products. Adapt to your client's personality and needs, whether it's a hard or soft sell. Be confident and ask questions. So when you're doing someone's hair and you're using different products on them, Just set the products up on your counter. And then when you finish their service, before you check them out, you can say, okay, today I used this moisturizing shampoo and conditioner. We did a leave-in, and I used the shine spray. And here's a, workable, flexible hairspray that's not real hard set. Would you be interested in any of these today? If you've done a color service, explain to them why they need to be using a professional shampoo and conditioner. They just spent $150, between cut, color, and style, and highlights possibly, and they're going to go home and wash it with Swab or shampoo with Schwab. So that's one of the ways you can kind of help them understand the value, that the molecule makeup of a professional product is smaller, where things can penetrate the hair versus mass commercially produced product. But don't over pitch. If they say, no, not today, when they come back, try again. So adapt your approach and technique to meet the needs and personality of each client. Some clients may prefer a soft sell that involves informing them about the product without stressing that they purchase it. Others are comfortable with a hard sell approach that focuses emphatically on why a client should buy the product, or why the client should buy the product. Be self-confident when recommending products for sale. Do your homework, educate yourself on your product line, and become confident about the products you are selling by believing in them and stating that they are as good as you say. Don't misrepresent services or products. Remember, I tell you, under promise and over deliver. Don't underestimate the client's intelligence. Women consumers are way more savvy today. There's articles, there's YouTube, where they are out there researching skincare and hair care themselves. Be relaxed and friendly, and recognize when you can close a sale and when you just need to let the client maybe make a decision later. So determine the client's reason for purchasing: to look better, to feel better about self, to solve a problem, and to maintain the color, the highlighter style you produced. To solve a problem would be, to help alleviate the signs and symptoms of overprocessed hair. Maybe what they're using is frizzing their hair. It's really dried their hair and made it brittle. But usually women, it's a psychological buy when we buy makeup or skincare and that sort of thing, because that's why the cosmetic counters are always placed, right in the entryway of department stores, because it usually is an emotional buy. Sales conversation techniques. Ask clients what products they use now. Discuss products while they're using them. Place the product in the client's hand. Advise the client about the benefits. So you can, add that in during your conversation as you're conducting your service. You want to keep retail areas clean, well lit, and appealing. I don't want to buy a product with dust all over it. I don't want to go and pick something off a dusty shelf, because that makes me think it's old and that it's been sitting there a long time. And inform the client of promotions and sales. Stress merits of using professional products. Offer quick styling lesson. Keep current clients and expand your client base. You can reach out with birthday cards. Now we have electronic cards that we could do. Provide consistently good service. Be reliable, respectful, positive, and professional. Emails, social medias, business card referrals, local business referrals, and public speaking. Someone may ask for you to come and, speak at a senior center's activity day. We've done that some as a class before COVID hit, and usually we would talk about nail care and, how they need to be cautious of where they choose to have their services done. Rebooking clients. So you'd want to rebook them before they leave the salon. My appointments are booked out for a year. If I need to change something or cancel one, that's fine. But I don't want to have to go through booking every time I go in. So my nail appointments are booked for the year. My hair appointments are booked for the year. And those can be adjusted. They're not set in stone. And that's kind of a good way when you get to that point. You could kind of estimate your income for that year. Sure, you're going to have maybe no shows, some cancellations or that kind of thing. But again, we're talking about estimated. So practice makes perfect. Make use of the generous and experienced professionals you will encounter. If somebody's willing to share their knowledge with you, listen, take it. That's a gift. Make the commitment to perfect your technical and customer service skills. Always be willing to learn. You'll enjoy your life and reap the amazing benefits of a career in cosmetology.